every day going to school, and you send a really cute video to Mike, and Mike's been really busy. But he's here to say, ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Love you, Olive. And this is a dance that she did. I'm gonna do that tonight.
I know that you had no connection with it. But nevertheless, I have to ask you, who were his friends and where are they? There's something wrong. Why would they leave you alone like this? Unless it's a trap, and they intend to follow you from here.
Tell you what, you better come with me.
All right. All right. Reporting live from my sister's bedroom at my parents' house in Denver, Colorado.
Damn, son, you're tuned in to the Rap Yard Podcast.
Hello, ladies and germs. Welcome to another episode of the Rap Yard Podcast. It's me, Rap Yard. Today we have a special edition for Tuesday. We don't usually do double episode weeks, but I had to make an exception for this next special guest coming out right now. Please welcome JOW WINN.
Hey, how you doing? It's actually JOW, but it's
I
all right.
apologize.
It's all right.
And I want to apologize too. If when I was making the little promo thing for your appearance, I was like, I'm not sure because a lot of your rhymes actually are like triple, quadruple entendres. So
Yeah.
the captains probably didn't get it right.
No, yeah, I loved it. I thought it was cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I thought it was dope.
But you obviously take like lyricism very seriously. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I have since I was a kid. Yeah.
So how old were you when you started?
I grew up in a musical family. I started playing guitar around the age of 6, 7. I grew up with other music besides rap in my home. I grew up with my dad was a blues player.
Okay.
I come from Mississippi, and I played a lot of that. I played guitar, rock and roll shit up into the 80s when this shit happened.
Right. So, do you mind if I ask, like, what year you were born?
You won't believe me. A lot of people have been talking about it. I know they have, but I'm in the middle. Not for real. Like, I'm in the middle. When I was doing rap, I ended up quitting it and then going into Wall Street because I'm good with numbers.
Wow.
I ended up getting kidnapped, and so it's a long ordeal. The name I'm under on paper isn't me. So I'm going through a lot with that, trying to get my military record back so I can get the funds that are owed to me and shit. But if you really want to know, I was born in 58.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot right there. But you in that case, being born that year, you saw a whole evolution of music take place, right?
Oh yeah, I remember watching the Lemon Pipers in 1965 on my mom and dad's black and white TV, which was a famous song called "The Green Tambourine" at the time.
Oh,
so yeah, I watched the Beatles happen and the Rolling Stones and all that. And
yeah,
I think what people don't realize is that guitar music, it comes. The geniuses of it are from America. Like rock and roll was taken from the blues, and now everything's in hip hop. They still use the 4/4 beat. It's like the same tones, and the 12-bar blues are still being used.
Yeah. So when you just a second ago you were talking about being in rap, were you like, was it a professional career pursuing?
It was.
Okay.
It was. I was being I had come up. I ended up getting out of the Marines in 81, and I ended up starting to rap around that time.
Okay.
And then by the 90s, I was in with the cleanup crew.
With what crew?
Cleanup crew at New York.
Okay.
I used to work at Lao Ming's, which is a medicinal Chinese restaurant, and it was right around the corner from there.
Interesting.
And I ended up meeting people, and I got sons in rap. I'm not going to name names, but I usually just took the check and didn't want the fame.
You're talking about literal sons, right?
Come up with some dope tracks, try to sell them, I never got many sales on my own,
Okay.
but I was working hard at it, and I still am.
Okay. So I'm looking up cleanup crew because I've heard that I think
You're
it's
not gonna hear nothing about me because everybody has denied my existence pretty much.
okay.
Yeah.
Are you talking about because there's a couple different people that have used that name.
The ones with the K. Good
Okay.
K with the K cleanup crew out of East Bronx.
Okay. Yeah, this is way back in the day.
Yeah. I ended up, besides rap, I ended up going to UCLA. I ended up getting a law degree and a economics degree.
You had quite the life. What is it that makes them deny your existence, do you think? Or
Because I mean, you can probably think I'm crazy, but it's I was captured by a cult in the 90s called the Illuminaries,
okay.
and they were subjugated. They knew my mom and stuff, and I ended up getting kidnapped and held in attics and shit. And so people got a lot of their money is based on either my death or my non-existence, because it
Interesting.
puts them in places and puts them places where they shouldn't have been.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm sticking to my story. I know who the hell I am. You know what I
Oh yeah,
mean?
I was just trying to look it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I ended up selling most of my masters to cleanup crew because I
Okay.
had family in there that were, I mean, I was making good money anyhow. I was
Mhm.
doing free trade equity loan share events,
Okay.
which just means like I was doing like in the beginning of free trade where you create a union bank for the farmers so they'll gain American interest.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it was, but I was doing that, but
So you
and I
must be
got
pretty smart. I mean, you know, you got your law degree, you're doing, trading and you're able to, hold up a rap career somewhat and do all that, you
I
know.
mean, I ended up doing it, but the end result of everything, I mean, I'm getting buzzed now because I'm finally coming out about this stuff. I ended up ghostwriting for a lot of people. I ghost wrote for Jeezy and Drake and a lot of other people, and I
Okay.
never got my share. It's almost like Earl says, "Why didn't the big man want to play fair with me?"
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna get to next. So you went ahead and dropped it. Jeezy and Drake. Is there other people that you can name that you've
Steve Cannon,
you
Steve
can't?
Cannon, and Steve Cannon and Little Xan. But to their regard, I didn't. I never sold them that. They ended up getting a tip on that my storage unit was being sold.
Uh-huh.
And some person that knew that the lyrics were in there told him about it. You know that big song he's got, I Might. I wrote that. If you
Which one?
compare it to my style, it shows up.
No, which artist are you talking about?
Steve Cannon, who
Okay.
rhymes with Lil Xan.
Okay. And I don't really follow Lil Xan, too close.
Yeah, but they ended up using
Yeah.
some of my lyrics, and I got a lot of shit in here in
Right.
this industry. All you gotta do is listen to my freestyles and listen to your favorite artist that's in there.
Hmm.
I ended up getting dicked over by the music industry because I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm not signing the dotted line,
By whom?
I'm not signing the dotted line.
I know, but you said you got dicked over by who?
The music industry. I
Oh,
ended up
oh,
getting
okay,
ripped off bad. I ended up
okay.
getting ripped off fucking bad.
A lot of people do, unfortunately.
Yeah. But
So
you ever hear that song? I don't care what they say on the credit, but you ever hear that song One Night in Bangkok? That 80s track?
yeah,
I wrote that.
you did.
Yeah,
What were
my mom was in the Songwriters Guild.
okay. So what were the circumstances that led to that song being stolen? Just that one night
Just
in Bangkok.
everything that I've ever done has either been cheated, taken, or I took the money and used it and sold it to a songwriter.
Okay.
You know, and the music industry is changing now because you don't need the industry anymore. You
Hmm.
got you got views and streams and shit, and
Yeah.
the industry is, that whole sacrifice shit comes real, man. I've come up against uh a lot of people, but spiritually sounded, I am,
Hmm. So, but I guess what I'm asking is, you mentioned a couple different ways that people could get access to your lyrics, like either by stealing literally like sheets of paper, or you sell it to them. Like, how does that go
And I
down?
never got the payment.
Oh, okay. So it
Yeah,
was
it was always like I kept giving most of my because every time I was either homeless or really hard on cash,
mm,
so I would try to sell them, but they would just get stolen every
mm,
fucking time.
yeah,
I got children that 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 could have used some of that money. I said at least give it to them. They wouldn't do it.
right.
OVO ripped me off bag for a 20-pound bag of lyrics.
I believe that.
For a 20-pound bag of lyrics and left me. I was supposed to get 50K. He left me homeless on the street, bro.
Well, you saw how he did I Love McConan and everybody else,
Yeah.
So, um, at this point, with all this behind you, I guess they're still kind of looming around you. Do you think moving forward you're gonna try to make a name for yourself at now?
I'm going to. I reached out to Earl Simmons shortly before his death, and there was a conversation with his people, but then that ended up happening, and a lot of people don't like. They like what I'm doing. They just don't like that I'm doing it.
Right, right.
I
Yeah,
find a lot more views than likes, but the shit stands on its own, man. It's solid linguistics.
yeah. Like, you're followed by some top tier people, like the Alchemist follows you, right?
Yeah. I ended up I knew him in New York. I don't know if he remembers, we were talking about it, but I used to hang out by the old African Studies Center and hand out pamphlets.
Okay.
There used to be a lot more people in New York. You could go to Times Square and there'd be a guy
Never.
giving out pamphlets about aliens, or
Yeah. Or
or
go to the
the
strip
next
club,
guy
or
said
yeah,
something about the truth of Islam and
yeah,
shit, and the Sufi mysticism of Islam, and like that's what sucks about the gentrification in New York. It's got
mm,
rid of all that shit.
really? So you
It
can't
used
get
to be
those
an
in Times
amazing
Square?
place to be, man. You don't know what culture you might run to in a 4-block radius.
Right. I've never been, but I've been to Chicago and San Francisco and stuff like that, Dallas or whatever. Different though, I'd love
Yeah.
to. I just know what I've heard of, but uh, so like, I'm trying to get back to where I was thinking. Um, as far as like talking about it now at this point, do you feel like intimidated at all by some of these stories you hear, like the one about I Love McConan? Like, has anyone ever reached out to you, say, "Hey, you better not talk about this," or anything
What
like
was it? Oh yeah. Oh, I'm getting that all the time. I mean, not literally, but I'm one on vibes, so I pick it up.
that? Okay.
I'll pick it up in my mental state, meditating during the day or something. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
might pick up because I believe in, I'm a Buddhist / Christian. I'm polytheistic, so I believe in a lot of
Mhm.
shit. But excuse me.
You're
Oh
good.
yeah. I know Jesus people don't want me to talk about it. I know, you know. I got family in the industry that have tried to do me dirty, and I'm not gonna name names, but it
Yeah.
ended up getting so sour that they're falling off now,
Mhm.
and all this is gonna come into play the way it should, like a chess game. It falls into play by itself.
Gotcha. But it hasn't been like any like goons or anything come to your house being
No,
like,
man, because I'll tell you
"You're great."
something, man. I've been down that road, and you know what? There's somebody that once said, if you need to handle guns and you have somebody that handles them around you, or whatever you need to
Mhm.
do, because this life is too short, and people are really hungry for a spot these days.
True.
And I ain't scared of shit. I ain't scared of nothing that God won't put me through.
Right. So,
but no, I see the cars and stuff, slowing down cars and stuff. I came at M directly, man, because he used to. One thing that doesn't get told about Eminem a lot is that a lot of rundown places he would do a freestyle battle with, he ended up taking people's shoes and diapers and clothes, and
really,
so I'd be like, you want mom's spaghetti? I want the ziti for the fair, and Chetty beats you up for the beef and the heat to get you ready. I'm stuck off the stain of Portland, Maine, like Kurt Cobain with the Betty. I touched the rock and mushroom mop for a new joint. Sorry, but
no, you're good.
I mean,
is he taking? You said taking diapers and like stuff like
yeah,
that.
taking diapers and clothes and shit. You know he's not
It
in
wasn't like
charge.
he's not in
Charge of any of his music. Michael Jackson turned around and bought it all. Yeah, Mike ended up buying all of Eminem's recording rights.
Really?
Because he dissed him. Eminem dissed Mike, and he turned around and bought his catalog for $30 million. And he ain't the best. He ain't the best. I mean, and I think they've overzealous him so much that he's jaded.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I'm sorry, but I grew up. I mean, I don't know how other people feel, but I mean, I've heard homeless rappers way better than him.
You know what? You're so right. You're so right. I mean, I think he was overly hyped and just like pushed out there so hard that I don't know why he's jaded. I mean, obviously he was jaded when he got into this. I hate my mom. I hate my girlfriend. I just
the media needed a white token man to take over something that was that represented so much. I see him as a yes man period piece for those times. You know what I mean? Like that white savior that they're always trying to create out of something that's originated in melanated community.
Right. Which brings me to the question too. Who was your father? You said was a blues musician.
And my dad's name is R.L. Burnside.
Okay. You know what? I've heard that name. And my dad's heavy into the blues, and he has lots of blues records. I know I've heard that.
And for me, I ended up listening to something I might go from The Heat by DMX to some Miles Davis to Bob Dylan to Sam Cooke. You know what I mean? I'm stuck in the older records,
Yeah. And with all due respect, me and you are older people, so it's it makes sense, but it's nice to able to look at all the the rainbow of music and appreciate it all. Just today somebody sent me a link to it was Fat Albert and the Cosby Boys or whatever it was, and it was like a loop of them playing over some Parliament. And it was just like the greatest thing ever because it just touched as the 80s baby. It's like, oh yeah, I can't talk about this with everybody, but
well, I think what the greatest thing I think a lot of this generation gets talked down to about is that it's like punk rap has hit his punk rock stage, but for real. Like punk rock was like kind of like a facade of rock and roll. These kids aren't playing around, man. They got people to protect. They got a family to feed. And I think what the main they fetishize your little loadeds and your NBA young boys into a creature of comfort, that they can blame on, and the rest of their peers will egg it on. And it's like, the media will only release shit that's violent. Well, I mean,
I think it's a symbiotic relationship too, because I think like NBA YoungBoy speaks a lot to a lot of experiences that are happening right now for a whole lot of young men
Yeah,
and women. You know?
he's a messiah, and I don't want to put that on him, but they did that to Bob Dylan. But I see NBA YoungBoy right at that point that Bob Dylan was with the 70s and 60s. That's how much he represents to these kids, and it's
Mm,
not just blow your ops up and get money. There's thoughts to this. There's
yeah,
real
emotion and stuff that they
real
care about.
emotion and real care.
Yeah, for sure. And unfortunately, a lot of it is riddled with substance too. So, you
Oh
know,
yeah, trust me, I have had my fair share with that a lot in my life. That's why I'm broke, and I had all that, but I'm broke. You
mm,
know, like
yeah,
I had a
prescription.
lot of things despite having my money taken, but
Mhm.
I mean, I was living ridiculous.
Right. Right. So I'm looking at your YouTube right now, and in comparison to your Instagram, it seems to be like a lot of guitar stuff. I'm sure there's
Oh yeah,
recent.
yeah. I'm not just a rapper. Yeah,
Yeah.
I play guitar. I play guitar my entire life. Um, my family is musicians. My mom is a backup singer, so I mean, we were
Okay.
always singing, dancing, doing something.
Right.
I like a lot of John Lee Hooker,
Mm-hmm.
um, blues, George Jones, stuff like that. I end up listening to the sad music.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of that blues is like the slower and sadder, the better. Like something like Lead Belly and stuff is just like
Yeah.
it'd be like an
I
18-minute.
wrote this today and see if our audience will like it. It's called Travesties Ruin, Runs a Barricade, Mastery at the Lutheran, Turn Off the Parade, Capsule Drool, Delinquent, Get the Puritan or the Merchant Paid. And those kind of rhymes, I can see how I'm affecting the industry, man. I
Yeah.
got real skill and like those fourth and four those extra words. Like
Yeah. It's definitely like you're an artist at what you do, like in the true sense. And
thanks, I
sometimes,
appreciate it, man.
yeah, no, and I can hear it when I found you on Instagram. So like your Instagram freestyles, um, sometimes you have to go back and listen like 2, 3, 4 times, which to me is like similar to like Earl Sweatshirt or Kendrick or somebody like
Yeah,
that that can put all those different meanings and little Easter eggs in there for you to find later, which is really cool. But
I
also kind of beyond
appreciate
my
it.
comprehension because then I have to go back and listen again. Yeah, no problem. Um, but I'm thinking about you writing for Drake, and I'm just like, what? I'm not. Everybody knows if they know. I'm not a huge Drake fan, but
No,
you know,
neither am I. I can't stand him. I think he killed X. I think he had his hand in it. I think he did.
yeah.
Yeah,
uh,
but you gotta realize to stand up to people like these and just to add them, man, they ain't gonna say shit because they're Hollywood pampered.
right, but you're talking about him, you know, being responsible for somebody's death, and then I'm like, well, I don't want to be somebody's that he's responsible for, by talking about. I think
I'm
that's where
not.
people
I'm
are.
not scared of death. I'll tell you that. I've had enough. After death. Like
Like,
experiences to
that's
know
great.
wherever I'm going, I'm straight. So I'm taking this to
Huh.
full fledged pedal to the floor. I ain't
Uh-huh.
stopping until I get the bag.
Well, I have not had many of those experiences, so I'm gonna let you do the talking as far as that goes, but I'm just gonna nod my head, yes. Um, so, when you're coming up with these, are they all, like, off the dome, as they say? Like, is it all just,
Most
like,
of the
straight.
time, yeah.
Yeah?
Most of them are. Sometimes once in a blue moon, I might write something down, but then I end up going freestyle for the rest of it.
Okay.
I think there's a balance between writing and freestyle that
Mhm.
like you've got to write some stuff out for in order to break the boundary up so the freestyle can come out.
Yeah.
Even if you don't use the written stuff, you're writing this down so you can break open that verbal context with the nouns and the double entendres and shit like that,
Yeah, yeah.
juxtapositions and stuff like that. And I don't just rap in English either. I rap in Korean and Chinese and shit.
Yeah, I don't know which language it was, but I did catch that it was an Asiatic language of some sort. On at least one or two of your freestyles. Also, you draw manga.
Yeah, I worked at Funimation for a small time in
Really?
Japan. Yeah, I was doing like drawing figures and like, you know,
That's
I
cool.
drew for a little bit of the Dragon Ball and stuff like that. Some of the
Oh, really?
women in Dragon Ball I ended up drawing for. But I only did people's mess up work because they really didn't like any of my
Oh,
stuff because it was too. I would go for one different frames to another one really fast, and is
I
everything. It seems like I was in a good position, did it right, but either it didn't go down or something came through, and I think it's because whatever is up there was trying to teach me a lesson. You know,
right, right. I'm gonna randomly pick one of your freestyles here, and just to give an example so people know what I'm talking about.
all
This
right.
looks like it's written, obviously. Well, what happened? There we go.
Under beauty's constraints. Blank beater eating dried fish and winter dates. Slate stone face, late night imitates. Reconfigured debate, slab and stone with square plates. Wooden old silverware rather caked than played. Snorkel shudders in the latent days. Turpine mercury wilding away. Dial out my days. I hear a guy on the radio say, I wish my father would have stayed. Alleged repair inlay. 90 degrees stretch away. The Cupid feet for 10 rounds on the ashtray. Yeah, I really liked Lexington Hughes growing up and Oscar
Yeah.
Wilde and you know
Yeah,
my
that was
mom.
more poem really than freestyle for sure.
Yeah, you don't know what you'll get from me sometimes. My post might be so much different than the other. A lot of times I'm posting freestyles, but sometimes you'll catch me doing some poems. Sometimes you'll catch me with the guitar out and stuff. I don't want to be limited by
Oh, yeah.
any genres.
Yeah. I do wanna play one of your freestyles, though, since this is the rap yard. Let's see. I don't know why it's displaying weirdly. You see that,
Yeah, that one right there was
in the
pretty
middle?
good. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Soldier strength for the echo to pull my mane. Had your rope for the 50th, a watt with a grand. Had your remote with a pity and a pot with a pan. Got your rich sauce, your mosh, your boss, your cars, your raws, your raw for the bands. Never see me salam, man, your man to pop, got your man to grab. I need a bag of chips to hold the top on top. Had your whip for the cold to grow, my God. Had your mug for the soul to pull my mop. I had to roll with the top of the fox, and the matcha box and the dots and magic chops with the cops. I'm going like God, had your wood to put on the facade, to arch your heart, and match your Musa, match your pint, to pipe your palm for another Medusa. And my screamers grown, had your mouth for the scratches grow. Had your roll for the scone, but I want the buckets of chum. I mess your heart comes done. Had your mouth for the bus, I might your off for the fun. But I ain't responsible, I just see shit coming. Let you know who do the worst. They got heads in the others. They got beds in the bucket. Natural rest of the summer. I'm at your rest of the kiss of the summer. You thought was bumming, you thought was breaking broke. Actual just know I got these rhymes like the flow. Actual for Macy's, actual to get lame G. Actual just to make me back your back for checks. This is checkers, not base. This is headers, not waist. This is metas, not base. This is conkies out there coast for these crusty Caucasians, cause they coast for the patience. Get through an impatient argument with this shit. Might as well make me impatient, but you won't be glad. Mad, pack your bag, and reach one sags, or hold your hags to the left a little further the favor. As your roll to the girth of the gator, as your move for the birth of the beta. As your roll for old mega Almeidas. As you roll for the folk, I get rolled to later. At your bar for enlightening this datum. I'm just caustic in each favor. That's your rise to the plate. How you map of the taste is bland beta.
It's
So
just crazy. That one is crazy.
yeah, it really is, and I think a lot of people might be missing some of the genius of it because, like I said, you have to go back and listen a couple times to catch it. But and this one, the comments are not the vibe, right? Really, some of them people seem to get it, and some of them people are just like, "What?"
I
So
know it will work out. It's getting to the right people. You know what they say. A wise man says a slow nick, not a fast dime. Catch the nickel before you do the dime.
I like that. I need to hear that.
And it'll end up paying off in the end. And even if it's just me putting my work out there, but I'm pretty sure this will work. I got it.
And one thing that comes to mind, like if you had captions, like to kind of spell it out, because people are lazy by nature, and that might help bring it to their attention.
I end up doing it. I do the captions sometimes, but I got people out here writing my lyrics down for me. So,
Oh, okay, there you go.
and I like some mysticism in there too, because some people seem to think I'm making shit up, and then they get proved wrong on the fucking playback. But it's another day glow. I get the wage jack. For one gringo, hash a roll to payback. I get the gross to the toe, la dose your nose, the whole you hoes for no la save bags. I ain't supposed to dose your moolah for payback.
So, do you make your own beats, or do you just find something on YouTube? Or
I find people that end up I work with this kid, Unique Beat 7. He does a lot of beats I work on. If I don't have any beats, make them with people. I do it myself. I just use a looper.
Yeah, I saw that you have a band lab.
I got a bunch of band labs, man. I got a bunch of music all over the place.
Mine's all private, but I have several because
I am forgetting all the passwords.
I just have so much music on there; it's crazy. But no one can ever hear it.
Why is that?
Huh?
Why is that?
Because it's all being worked on.
Okay.
It's all drafts. But so the reason I asked, you have like a certain kind of sound. I guess you could maybe the closest thing I could think of would be like kind of like the Benny the Butcher, Griselda type, not necessarily drumless, but kind of.
I like old dirty bastard more shit. I'm gonna get it this time down. Full freezer with the Bezos. I pay your man to kill a G, your neat nose. At your vote for no those dope to cleave. At your my degree. At your bastard shat the she. I made your fast the fat and general leak and gold gas the pack Mac his feet. At your mount for McAfee. A computer generate the .coms for free. Motherfuckers can skis at the knees to double dodge and whole freeze.
Huh.
Yeah, and that shit just turns on. You know what I mean? I ended up having to do that all the time when I was living in New York because I used to rap on the corner for money.
Did you know Old Dirty Bastard by any chance? Because
yes, I did. Yeah,
you did. Ason Unique.
Damn.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, he's actually my favorite.
He's the all-time. And you know what's fucked up is Wu is holding a lot of his freestyles. That man was like me. He was straight spitting day and night.
Yeah.
And they only got the select amount of freestyles, but
well, as is their right, and I'm sure his family too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I put on some ODB instrumentals, you want to do a freestyle?
Yeah, I'll kill it. Hell yeah.
Okay, I'm sure you will. I don't like. I think Vince Staples. Well, I know Vince Staples said once that it's not. He didn't. This isn't verbatim, but people are always asking rappers to come up and freestyle and perform like on the spot. They don't ask Taylor Swift to write a song. When they interview. So
I like it though.
Yeah, some people do, some people don't. So I try to like pose it, at your discretion. But All right, here we go. Let me see if I got something I can bring up. That'll work. I don't know if I have to play the video or not. Does it make this smaller? No, that's not smaller. Okay, I'll do it like this. Share this. Okay, here we go. Shout out to whoever did this instrumental. Okay.
Hollow from the hip. When you sleep, you're hollow from the shit. I creep that in mind your bitch for one paddle with a sniff. I get ghouls up on your points for goons on duels before they form for a fit. What you talking about? I'm a big match, catch the rag, catch. How you mad? Catch a bag, match, pass. Easy notes to paddle pass. Motherfuckers can get glocks, got your mind to pot your pot for a saddle bag. Motherfucker, I'm still Green Acres. Had your whole folk for Lakers at 93. Had you more than mighty feet. Had your roar to flighty feet. I'm still Groot. I'm the grain. Match your pain for stains. Had your run, work some cocaine. To bustle by dough time and money flying fame. Motherfucker, I get it snelled out the legs. If the bag of soda is whole much older, the fat your face. I'm so scratching the match for ass to the points for Patch Adams. I still look kosher enough to grab it. Made out the flame to fast. In the back's of nasty. Still sagging up the Lee and most your pump for average. Motherfucker, I just scream off the trees. I'm like your things for a cavern. Quaint ass to loot. I'm not your pain down the poop. Now you're weighing down the roof. Now baby, that's crisp. But most of shit for the truth. Rotting out rusty from the verb behind you. Disgusting. I had so many dusty motherfuckers looking lucky. Had the test and the master of dust. Had to mind your pint, your buck. I'm above up and I flip above stuff.
Hey. I gotta take a quick before I jump in. I don't think I will jump in, but yeah, we don't have a lot of people up here. We have a sniper. Hip hop started in the bar. Just kidding.
Supposed to come, carry on the flex. To double check your whole nest. I put you down to flex. I'm author. Match up on your joke, man, for another author. Had your whole scallywag down the notion of palming. I get up to Dixieland points and pull their point for a problem. You practice to get blood, and your fuck for a oven higher. Had your mind to look stuff. Had your mind to get diner. Had the beef and pull your teeth, Karen Chetty and tease anything comes through from the creeks in Oklahoma, Albanies. I just had your mind to fleet evens. Had your mind to beat.
I can't even keep up, hardly.
Josh Walker across the block, and I come out for your mama. Had too many words to hold her, hard to holler. Aims to believe, now you plan to believe and move. Had to get grease, had to post behind the beat.
C-Dub in the comments, you want to come up here and freestyle? I'll send you the link. No, that was dope. You just kind of have that going in your head all the time. And let me ask you this: when you're doing it, do you visualize the words like written out?
They more come out like phonics.
Okay.
Like it comes from my core and my chest.
Yeah.
Instead of my head.
Yeah. I don't know. That just occurred to me the other day. I was like, maybe if you think about like picturing the words, that would help. Like in a as far as like the rhyme scheme, but it seems to be it's just like you kind of like a meditative type thing, you know?
Yeah, it just stays in one tone, and then I try to put it in different inflections, you know.
That matters.
Not some of my best, but I mean, I've defeated some of hip hop's greatest, man. Before I beat M before many times.
Yeah. So where are you based out of? You don't have to dox yourself, but
I don't give a fuck, man. I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, okay. So I guess you were in Detroit at one time, or Eminem came through?
No, I just moving around with Crazy Eights and shit and doing my thing, my Asian folk.
Okay. Cool. So what do you think is coming for you like in the future as far as music? Are you gonna try to put an album together anytime soon?
I'm
Or
gonna try to, right now what's stopping me is putting everything on all platforms. I'm kind of broke right now, so I'm trying to get on all platforms, which I'll do within the next probably by fall.
okay.
If it doesn't work out, it doesn't. I mean, people. The thing that's sad is people, can't be comfortable off of $900 or $1,200 or $1,500 a month. You know what I mean? I understand people need a lot of things these days, and things can be complicated. But whether it works out or not, I enjoy doing it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I went to the grocery store today. I know what you're talking about. Everything went up by at least $1. Everything. I mean, milk was like $6.50 for a gallon of milk. It's
Oh
crazy.
yeah, well, we live in a fascist system.
Yeah, for real. There are ways that you can release your music, distribute it, and it's very minimal cost. And we could talk about that after if you want. But
Sure, I like to.
okay.
Yeah, I like to talk about it. I know I didn't. I mean, the freestyles tonight were like half and half. Some nights I'm on, some nights I'm off. But I
So
do
you
it
get
so
on live
much.
and do it? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, I go live. I do all that shit. Yeah,
On Instagram mainly or TikTok or
yeah.
what do you both?
Instagram.
Okay.
And I might be talking about some weird out there 60 shit too. Like I might not rap. Like I might just say something about spiritualism or a fucking shitty government or something. Like I don't keep it in the safe areas of what an artist can do and what they can do.
Yeah.
I don't stay within those boundaries. I make songs to so people will not take blind eyes and realize what people are capable of doing under stressful circumstances. That's what all my rap is about me surviving fucking being taped up in an attic and done all this shit to and fucked with. Is that faith is the major key.
Right.
As long as you're not hurting somebody or putting another group of people down, faith is number one.
Well, that's a word right there. Well, I guess everybody can follow you. You go by what is it? I haven't.
The man 50 grand.
Man 50 gram on Instagram, and it's in the description of the video. Also, it's JOW WIN on YouTube and TikTok.
Yeah.
I just found out today you had a TikTok. I didn't realize. But yeah, everyone go check him out. Album sometime in the future. Yeah. And go watch his freestyles or his lives on Instagram. Check him out. Big things coming. So can you do me one favor before we go?
Yeah.
Could you do me a little DJ drop and just say this is, JOW WIN and you're listening to the Rap Yard podcast kind of thing?
Yeah. Rap Yard? Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
Whenever you're ready.
Hey, this is JOW WIN coming to you live from the Rap Yard. Listen up every night at 8 o'clock, right?
Thursdays, but that works.
Thursdays.
Appreciate it. All right, folks. We'll see you next time. We'll see you on Thursday. And have a